Good morning, Next Level Yogis. This week we're going to work on some forearm stuff. And forearm stuff is problematic for me. I don't care for it. Every time I get in a dolphin or try to practice a forearm stand or really anything else in forearm, I feel claustrophobic. I feel trapped. I feel like I can't exit as easily as if I'm on my hands. But in order to build strength, it is truly a valuable thing to practice. I made a joke the other day. I sometimes just pull it out once a quarter, but I felt like it was time to revisit it now. So the first thing I want to go over is our transition from dolphin. There is a chaturanga from dolphin down dog that we do, and sometimes people get confused. So I want to go over that first. Then I want to take us in. We're going to end up our sequence this week in a baby crow, maybe a teenage crow, or if you'd like to, we can take a combo into crow one, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So demonstrating the dolphin down dog chaturanga. We find our mat, we establish our dolphin pose. So for this particular version of this, a lot of times we encourage people to walk those toes up to meet the elbows. Not this time. We want sort of a regular down dog stance. I establish that. I bend my knees. I gaze forward and just launch myself into chaturanga. I inhale to upward dog, and I exhale to downward dog. So the reality is it's not that complicated. But people do have a tendency to get a little confused when we start to move through that type of vinyasa. We'll end up in a malasana, I believe. Dropping our forearms, we can start to find this baby crow. So forearms drop, knees to the backs of the triceps, and I just shift it forward. I have to get really small and engage my core here. I point my toes, point, 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 and then gently we'll end up in a child's pose. So, if you want to kick it up a notch, we can do the same kind of thing. I like to call it a teenage crow. You drop a forearm, you have a chaturanga arm on the other side, knee to the back of that chaturanga arm, and then you snuggle your knee into the tricep on the side where the forearm is on the earth. Same thing. Shift it forward to crow, look forward, maybe the toes start to get light, and we begin to find a little balance there. Again, we'll just come back to child's pose, settle in until everybody's finished, and we'll all find a down dog and move through vinyasa together. If you really want to get challenged, you can take this forearm, chaturanga arm into crow one. A little more complex, takes a little more effort. We drop a forearm, we find chaturanga on the other side, knees to the back of that chaturanga arm. Maybe we start to find some balance, and then maybe we can extend a leg. A little more tricky, but it can be done. So we'll work through these things on Monday. The crow one with the extended leg is clearly the most difficult. You really have to think about what's happening in your midline in that particular pose. It is core strength, and actually sending that energy, projecting energy through that extended leg that helps you get there. We'll talk about it a little. If anybody wants to give it a shot, you can practice a couple times at home. Remember, forearm drops, chaturanga arm, whatever side we're doing. Knee steps to the back of that chaturanga, you shift into the forearm. Try to find your core here, and then you start to extend. Give it a shot, practice. We'll get super warmed up. Your shoulders should feel comfortable, or as comfortable as possible by the time we get to some of those arm balances. But we'll take this crow in 3 stages: baby, teenage, and maybe full-blown crow at some point during the night, or during the coming weeks. So give it a shot. See you Monday. Namaste.